September 7th, 2001, Madison Square Garden. Usher walked on stage like he'd already proven something. 20,000 people waited to watch the student challenge the teacher on live television. What they didn't know was what Michael had whispered to his dancers 3 hours earlier, or what those 4 minutes would cost both men. This is the story. Everyone saw the performance, but nobody knew what it really meant. The truth that changed Usher forever, and the price Michael paid that nobody talked about. If you want to know what really happened when the cameras stopped rolling, hit subscribe. August 2001. Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary celebration was being planned. The biggest names in music: Whitney Houston, Destiny's Child / Britney Spears. But there was one artist Michael specifically requested: Usher Raymond, 22 years old, the hottest R&B star in the world, 3 platinum albums, dance moves that drew constant Michael Jackson comparisons. To everyone else, it was an honor, a chance to perform with the king of pop. But Usher saw it differently. For 3 years, critics had called him Michael Jackson's successor, the new king of R&B and pop. Young, talented, hungry. Usher believed it. When Michael's team called with the invitation, Usher's manager was thrilled. "This is incredible. Performing with Michael Jackson at Madison Square Garden." Usher's response was quiet. "I want to do You Rock My World with him. A duet." The manager hesitated. "That's Michael's current single, his song. You want to perform it with him?" Usher nodded. "I can match him. I want to show people I'm not just imitating him. I'm his equal." The request went to Michael's team. There was silence for 2 days. Then Michael himself called Usher. "I'd love to perform with you. You rock my world. Let's make it special." Usher hung up feeling vindicated. Michael agreed. "Because he knows I can do this." What Usher didn't know was what Michael said to his choreographer after that call. Travis Payne had worked with Michael for years. He found Michael in the rehearsal studio, alone, moving through choreography. "Travis, I need you to help me with something." Michael's voice was quiet but intense. "Usher thinks he can match me. He's talented, really talented, but he doesn't understand what it takes. I need you to help me show him, not to embarrass him, to teach him." Travis watched Michael work for the next 3 weeks. The preparation was unlike anything he'd seen. Michael wasn't just rehearsing. He was calculating every move, every moment, every detail designed to demonstrate the difference between great and legendary. September 1st, 1 week before the show. Usher arrived at rehearsals. Michael greeted him warmly. "Let's run through it. See what we create together." For 30 minutes they moved through You Rock My World. Usher was confident, matching Michael step for step, throwing in his own style, his signature moves. When they finished, Usher was breathing hard but satisfied. Michael barely looked winded. "That was great, really great." Michael smiled. "You're incredibly talented, but let me show you something." What happened next, Travis Payne later described as a masterclass in controlled demolition. For 15 minutes, Michael moved. Not the choreography they'd just practiced. Something else. Pure technique. Isolations so precise they seemed computer-generated. Spins that defied physics. Footwork so complex, it created rhythm independent of music. Usher stopped moving, just watched. When Michael finished, he wasn't even breathing hard. The difference between talent and mastery. That's what I want you to understand. Not to discourage you, to inspire you. Usher nodded, said he understood, but Travis saw his face. The confidence had cracked. September 7th arrived. 20,000 people packed Madison Square Garden. Celebrities everywhere. The biggest television event of the year. Backstage 3 hours before showtime, Usher was warming up. Michael found him. "Can we talk?" They sat in Michael's dressing room. Just the two of them. "Usher, you're going to be great tonight. But I need you to understand something." Michael's voice was gentle but firm. "When we're out there, I'm not competing with you. I'm showing you what 20 years of perfection looks like. Not to beat you, to teach you what it costs." Usher tried to smile. "I can handle it." Michael looked at him. Really looked at him. "I know you can, but the question is, should you want to?" The performance was scheduled for 9:47 p.m., right after Whitney Houston's set. Usher stood in the wings, ready, confident again, the student about to prove himself. Michael stood nearby, completely still, eyes closed, breathing slowly. Travis approached him. "You ready?" Michael opened his eyes. "I don't want to hurt him, but he needs to see. He needs to understand before it destroys him like it's destroying me." 9:47 p.m. The lights dropped. 20,000 people screamed. "You Rock My World" began. Usher took the stage first, moving with that signature confidence, smooth, controlled, undeniably talented. The crowd was loving it. Then Michael appeared. The screaming intensified. Immediately, the energy shifted. Michael wasn't just performing, he was demonstrating. Every move Usher made, Michael matched, then elevated. Usher did a spin. Michael did the same spin, but sharper, faster, more precise. Usher threw in a signature move. Michael smiled, did it back to him, better. The 20,000 people began to notice. This wasn't a collaboration. This was a lesson. 90 seconds in, Usher tried to step it up. More complex choreography, faster movements, pushing himself. Michael stayed calm, matched everything, made it look effortless. Travis Payne watched from the wings. He could see Usher starting to realize, starting to understand. At the 2-minute mark, something changed. Michael stopped matching, started leading, footwork so intricate it seemed impossible. Spins that generated gasps, movement so fluid it didn't look human. Usher tried to keep up. He was good, really good. But next to Michael, the difference was undeniable. The crowd fell into a different kind of appreciation. Not excitement, awe. By minute 3, Usher had stopped trying to match Michael. He was just trying to keep up, just trying not to look lost. Michael's movements became more aggressive, not mean, just absolute. This is mastery. This is what decades of perfection looks like. Every move made that point. At 3 minutes 47 seconds, Michael did something unexpected. He stopped dancing, stood completely still. Let Usher have the moment. Usher took it, threw everything he had into a combination. His best moves, his signature style, everything that made him a star. It was impressive. The crowd cheered. Then Michael moved again. 4 seconds, just 4 seconds of movement. Spins, slides, a freeze that seemed to defy gravity. The crowd exploded. The difference was undeniable, not because Usher wasn't talented, but because Michael was something else entirely. When the song ended, Usher was drenched in sweat, breathing hard. Michael looked like he'd just started. They stood center stage, 20,000 people on their feet. But everyone could feel it. Usher extended his hand. Michael pulled him into a hug, whispered something in his ear. The cameras didn't catch it, but people nearby heard it. "You're incredible." But don't try to be me. Be better than me. Be smarter than me. Learn from my mistakes." Usher nodded, couldn't speak. They took their bows. When they walked off stage, Usher went straight to his dressing room, closed the door. His manager found him 20 minutes later, sitting on the couch, staring at nothing. Usher's voice was quiet. "I'm never dancing next to him again. Not like that. Not ever." The manager tried to encourage him. "You were great out there." Usher shook his head. "You don't understand. He wasn't trying to beat me. He was trying to save me. And I finally get it." The performance went viral before viral was really a thing. Video clips everywhere. Music channels played it on repeat. The consensus was universal. Michael Jackson reminded everyone why he was the king of pop. But what nobody talked about was what happened after. Usher's career continued. He remained successful, but something changed. In interviews over the next few years, Usher spoke carefully about Michael. Always respectful, always grateful, but there was something else. A weight. In 2004, during a radio interview, Usher was asked about that performance. The host was joking, laughing about how Michael had schooled him. Usher's response was quiet. "He did, but not the way people think. He showed me what it costs to be that perfect, what it takes from you. And I decided I didn't want to pay that price." The interviewer didn't follow up, missed the real story, but Travis Payne understood. He'd seen it happen. A few months after the MSG performance, Travis was working with Michael on another project. They were alone in the studio. Michael suddenly stopped, sat down, put his head in his hands. I broke something in him. Travis knew immediately who he meant. "Michael, you were just being honest, showing him reality." Michael looked up, eyes red. "But what's the point of being this good if it destroys everyone who tries to get close? If it makes them give up instead of push forward?" "That's not teaching. That's just cruelty disguised as excellence." Travis had no answer. Years later, after Michael's death, Usher spoke more openly. In a 2010 interview for Time magazine, he said something revealing. "Michael taught me that night that there are levels to mastery I'll never reach. Not because I can't, but because I won't. The cost is too high. He paid it, his whole life, and it killed something in him. I chose differently. People misunderstood, thought Usher was saying Michael was better. He wasn't. He was saying Michael was trapped by his own perfection, by the standard he'd set, by the need to prove it, again and again, forever. The truth is, that 4-minute performance saved Usher's career, not by inspiring him to be better, by showing, hey,